その通りだ。
陛下。
Hello guys, welcome to Anime Feed. From episode 1 to finale, the fights have always been the bread and butter of Bleach. Whether it's the early fights against Caves or the later fights against Arrancar, Bleach never fails to deliver a memorable encounter. Although both the anime and the manga have come to an end, Bleach is back with a bang in 2022. To celebrate, we're counting down the top 10 Bleach fights that have stuck with us even after all these years, and also with new Bleach Part 2. In number 10, we have Shunsui Kyoraku vs Coyote Stark. From the moment we learned that Shunsui Kyoraku was a student of the Captain Commander and one of the oldest captains of the Gotei 13, we eagerly waited for his fight. Bleach didn't disappoint when it was revealed that his first opponent was Coyote Stark, Espada number 1 and the strongest Arrancar. Extremely similar in mannerisms and philosophies, this was a very unpredictable fight of wits. Evenly matched, the two opponents had to figure out a way to outsmart each other, and in the end, we came to learn and appreciate how powerful Shunsui Kyoraku is.
I am strong. I am not going to die.
And in number 9, we have Kenpachi Zaraki vs Neutra Gilga. This brutal fight starts with Kenpachi surprisingly unable to cut Neutra, putting him at an obvious disadvantage. At every moment of this clash between brutes, Neutra seems to have the upper hand over Kenpachi. Even though Kenpachi appears to be the one with more strength, the battle always seems to be Neutra's to lose. After realizing that if he were to continue the fight as it was going he would die, Kenpachi decides to bring out the most secret of techniques, Kendo. Following the way of the sword, and gripping the sword with both hands, Kenpachi is able to fall his formidable foe in one swing of his sword.
I am the strongest!
In number 8, we have Ichigo vs Ginjo. Being the last fight in the anime, Ichigo vs Ginjo might not have lived up to the hype expected of a final fight, but in Bleach's defense, there is another arc that follows which did not receive an anime adaptation at the time this fight ended. Nevertheless, this is among the best fights due to the emotion involved between Ichigo and Ginjo. Seeing Ichigo regain his Shinigami powers and combine them with his newly found Fullbring abilities makes for a pretty entertaining fight. And the cherry on top is hearing Ichigo activate his Bankai, something we thought we might never hear again.
Ichigo! And his chest, the bleeding has stopped.
And in number 7, we have Ichigo vs Kenpachi. One of the best and most vicious fights in Bleach occurs during Ichigo's confrontation with the most vicious fighter of the Gotei 13, Kenpachi Zaraki. This fight marks the moment where Ichigo realizes just how powerful Captain-class Shinigami are as Kenpachi overwhelms him with both his bloodlust and intense spiritual pressure. Thankfully Ichigo perseveres and finally fights in perfect harmony with his Zanpakuto, forcing Kenpachi to release his full power. As they both reach their limit, Ichigo pulls off a stunning victory in one of the most epic final clashes in the series. This fight was also well known for allowing for both Ichigo and Kenpachi to develop as characters. And in number 6, we have Ichigo vs Byakuya. In the previous fights, Byakuya appeared as a powerful and undefeated fighter. But with this battle, Ichigo proved everyone wrong with his strong sense of determinism. After vigorous training, Ichigo makes his powerful Bankai and Hollow-Fied version debut in this duel. This final clash for Rukia's fate is considered one of the iconic fights in Bleach. Like Renji, Ichigo also made Byakuya see things in the right way upon victory. This battle changed the dynamics, as Byakuya saved Rukia and gave Ichigo a chance in the Soul Society. In number 5, we have Ichigo vs Grimmjow. Put simply, Ichigo vs Grimmjow is the ultimate grudge match. The two had fought twice before, both times with Ichigo only surviving thanks to outside intervention. This time, though, there's nobody else to interfere, and both of them are free to go all out and settle things. Once the fight kicks off, it's non-stop momentum as the two engage in a constant back and forth across the ground and air. Watching it is a thrilling experience as each hit seems like it could be lethal, with even the missed attacks destroying large chunks of the surrounding buildings. Ichigo's finishing blow is the perfect way to end the fight, exciting and triumphant as he finally defeats Grimmjow, his biggest rival since the Arrancar first showed up. And in number 4, we have Ichigo vs Aizen. This was another battle that was meant to be. The traitor captain Sosuke Aizen plotted to become the new god and take his place in the heavens, but Ichigo wasn't about to let that happen. At long last, he faced Aizen directly, and he didn't have to do it alone, either. It was the high-stakes battle that decided the entire world's fate, and Ichigo even got some last-minute training from his father Isshin as well as support from Kazuki Uehara to take Aizen down once and for all. It was incredibly satisfying to see Aizen toppled after all he has done.
This the best you can do?
I will protect you!
In number 3, we have Ichigo vs Ulquiorra. Unlike Grimmjow, Ulquiorra would only fight Ichigo when ordered, or when he had no choice. Late in the Arrancar arc, Ulquiorra deemed Ichigo a dire threat to Las Noches and showed off the true extent of his terrifying power. A conventional sword battle turned vicious when Ulquiorra released his winged true form, Murcielago. His strength overwhelmed Ichigo, and he even had a monstrous second form that crushed Ichigo with sheer despair. But hope won in the end, when Ichigo's strongest hollow form emerged and turned the tables for good.
Impossible. その通りだ。
Number 2, we have Yhwach vs Ichigo Kurosaki. It seems that the final confrontation between Ichigo and any antagonist is bound to fall just short of the mark for some reason on the other. In the case of this battle, it turned out that Yhwach was simply too powerful for Ichigo and his friends to even make a dent. While Ichigo's new Bankai form was done away with without any aplomb, the rest of the fight was fun and had pretty high stakes indeed. With Uryu's help, Ichigo managed to find Yhwach in a tough spot and sliced through him to end the battle. And in number 1, we have Captain Yamamoto vs Quincy King Yhwach. During the Wandenreich's first invasion of the Seirei, Captain Commander Genryusai Shigekuni Yamamoto battles Royd Lloyd, who has convincingly disguised himself as Yhwach by using the yourself to copy the latter's memories and mind. After demonstrating the true power of his Bankai, Zanka no Tachi, and tormenting Royd with the summoned skeletons of Yhwach's former subordinates, Yamamoto ends the battle by dismembering Royd with Zanka no Tachi.